I am Supreme, and today's Astro Oracle investigation will be on Kelly Allen of Berkeley, Missouri. Kelly Allen went missing after a job interview, March the 13th, 2007. Today is September the 10th, 2025. Kelly Allen has still not been found or heard of. Kelly Allen was born November the 8th, 1986. In front of me, I have Kelly Allen's date of birth, where the planets were the day she was born, and I have where the planets were the day she disappeared. Okay, I am going to be pulling from the Akashic records, which are the planetary forces that keep track and have on record everything that has ever existed in the history of mankind. Every situation, circumstance, nothing has went unrecorded. I am a high-ranking oracle, and now I am going to conduct this Astro Oracle investigation on Kelly Allen. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you will be notified when I drop my investigations. Also, feel free to suggest cases that you may know of that have went cold. I specialize in cold cases, missing persons, and unsolved mysteries. Okay, also reach out to me in my email with any information, or you could comment below. There is a link in the description to a tutorial video where you can click on any sign, symbol, planet, or house number that you hear me talk about in any of my charts that I pull, okay? Or any of the signs that I talk about, which are the energies, okay? Or any of the planets that you hear me talk about or pull in any of my cards. So that way you will see how I formulate my stories. It will give you a general meaning of that sign, that house number, and the planet in question. So let's get to Kelly Allen. Now, Kelly Allen went missing after a job interview. Her mother stated she was sweet and she never gave anyone problems. Kelly was a nursing home caregiver. Okay, now her position was too far from her home. So this is where she started pursuing work closer to home. March the 7th, 2007, Kelly went to a friend's house. We don't know who this friend is. However, she stayed at this friend's house until March 13th. I always attribute the friend to Aquarius. Aquarius is the energy of friendship. The unknown friend. Anytime there is a friend that's unknown involved, or a friend period, even if we know who the friend is, but we don't know their sign, the friend always is Aquarius energy. Wherever I see this Aquarius symbol will let me know where friends, groups, gangs, your circle of people that were around you, strangers, and people of that kind that are involved. So let's keep this unknown friend and put it aside for right now, just in case we have to connect that dot for a reference. So she stayed at this friend's house until March the 13th. March the 13th, she went to an interview for a telemarketing job. She passed the interview. They were impressed with her and scheduled her for a second interview, which was supposed to be March the 16th, a couple of days later, to which Kelly Allen never showed up for. What happened to Kelly Allen from March 13th to March 16th, when the last person she was with was her friend at her friend's house. Let's find out. I am going to be pulling from the zodiac, and that is going to open up a chart. But first, I'm going to pull the chart of Kelly's date of birth, and then I'm going to pull the chart of the day she went missing to connect some dots of the overall energetic weather forecast of that day compared to Kelly Allen's energy at birth and how energy flowed through her being. Whatever shows up first, the day, whatever energy shows up first, the day Kelly went missing is a major dot that we are going to connect. That's going to lead us to what happened. The who, what, where, when, and why. So, Kelly Allen was born November the 4th, 1986. The sun was in Scorpio and the moon was in Sagittarius. If y'all been watching my investigations, y'all know how I formulate time. Time is the sun divided by moon cycles. So when I put the moon in Sagittarius in Scorpio's house, which is the 8th house, when Sagittarius is in the 8th house, Taurus is rising. Sagittarius is right here in the 8th house. Taurus, the energy of money. Taurus rules the 2nd house. This is why this is a 2nd house chart. Whatever comes first is the energy that represents that entire chart. So Taurus is the 2nd energy of the zodiac, the 2nd sign. So Taurus rules the 2nd house. And that's why this is a 2nd house chart. This chart is Kelly Allen's birth chart. Okay? Her birth chart is governed by money, material possessions, currency, and security. The 2nd house represents how you secure yourself on this earth, fulfilling all the 5 senses: sight, smell, taste, touch, all of that. So, where is Kelly at in her birth chart? She is a Scorpio. Scorpio is in the 7th house of relationship. That's Libra's house. Okay? So when Scorpio, which is Kelly, is in the house of relationships, partnerships, marriage, boyfriends, okay? When it's in Libra's house, the 7th house, that means Kelly was a partner. She identified as someone's girlfriend, someone's woman, someone's lady. The 7th house represents the significant other. Okay? So, what kind of relationships was Kelly involved in? And where did she meet these people? Well, let's follow Libra, since this is Libra's house and Kelly, the Scorpio, is there. Let's follow Libra. Where's Libra? You see Libra right there in the 6th house. That's Virgo's house. The 6th house is the house of work. She did go to an interview. The 6th house is the house of work. That is the workforce. That is the field. It is also the house of health and wellness. It is the house of hospitals. It is the house of the medical field. And she was in the medical field. So that is a sign that she had some partnerships. She was involved in some relationships, 6th house relationships. She was involved in relationships with her co-workers, and these relationships were romantic in nature because Virgo, which rules the 6th house, is in the 5th house of romance. That's Leo's house, the 5th house of romance. Okay? So, there's also a specific romantic partner that we want to zoom in on. And this is the partner that has a history with Kelly because Leo is in the fourth house of home, family, and history. This represents somebody she grew up with. So let's talk about the day Kelly went missing. Okay? Now, the day Kelly went missing, the sun was in Pisces and the moon was in Cancer. I'm sorry, Capricorn. And y'all know how I formulate time. Time is the sun divided by moon cycles. So when the moon in Capricorn lands in Pisces house, which is the 12th house, when Capricorn is in the 12th house, guess what comes first? Aquarius. The unknown friend. And I tell you, we're going to follow that symbol. And look what comes first. I just seen 111 across the screen. 11 minutes and 1 second. 111. Aquarius comes first. So we have to zoom in on this friend. Let's zoom in on this friend, shall we? Because we zoomed in on this friend before we even pulled these charts. So, being that the friend comes first, and this Aquarius is the 11th sign of the zodiac. It is the 11th energy in creation. That's why this is the 11th house chart. The 11th house chart is the house of friendships, groups, people in your circle, your tribe, the people you flock with. Birds of a feather flock together. Now, where was Kelly the day she went missing? Where's her energy at in this chart? She is a Scorpio. Let's find Scorpio. Bam, in the 10th house. That is the house of success. That is the house of the public. That is the house of public achievement, status. It represents what you achieve. So could her disappearance be because of her achievements? I mean, she was getting the job. Who would have been jealous of her to put her in a situation where she would end up being missing? Okay? Now, we're not even saying that that's what happened. I'm just reading what Scorpio means in the 10th house. This was public. This could have been a run-in with law enforcement. Somebody seen something. Anything that's in the 10th house. The day Kelly went missing, her energy was exposed. The 10th house exposes everything. Nothing goes unseen when it's in the 10th house. That's what you are known for. Okay? So, Scorpio rules the 8th house. What's in the 8th house? The 8th house is the house of death. And in the house of death, look what you see. Virgo. That is the co-worker. Remember that co-worker that she was in a relationship with? There the co-worker goes in the 8th house. Somebody that she worked with is involved in her disappearance. Now, why did the friend come first? What does the friend have to do with it? Well, let's find out by looking in Kelly's birth chart to see where Aquarius was first in her birth chart. Then we'll find out why Aquarius came first. Now let's go to her birth chart. Where do you see Aquarius? Bam, in the 10th house again. So that means the friend and Kelly both have something in common: public achievement and status. This is Capricorn's house. This is the house of success, achievements. There's some jealousy involved here. There is some jealousy involved here. Where's this jealousy coming from? Let's look where Capricorn is. Where was Capricorn at in Kelly's birth chart? In the 9th house. That is the house of foreigners, foreign affairs. Okay? That is the house of higher knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, colleges, institutions. That is the house of long distance travel, airports, airplanes. This is also the house of grandparents, too. I haven't heard anything about her grandparents, but this is the house of grandparents. Okay? Now, what kind of interactions was going on in this 9th house with this Capricorn energy of authority? Okay? Let's look at the day Kelly went missing. What's in the 9th house? Up, Libra. Remember, their partner. That co-worker that's responsible for most likely her death if she's gone. Look where she met this partner at. The 9th house. This partner that's responsible for her disappearance just may be a foreigner. Now, Venus rules Libra. Where was Venus at the day Kelly went missing? To elaborate on this partner, Venus was in Scorpio in Kelly's birth chart. Venus was in Scorpio, and Kelly was a Scorpio, and her Scorpio is in Libra's house. Venus rules Libra. Venus rules Libra and Taurus and the 2nd house, because Taurus is the 2nd house. Venus rules the love, attraction, relationship, and marital aspect of Libra, which is where she met that partner at work. And Venus, the other side of Venus in Taurus, rules the material, the monetary, material aspect, financial aspect of Taurus, the earthy side of Taurus, the gold and the jewelry aspect of Taurus, the cars and the houses, the diamonds and the gold aspect of Taurus. Okay? So, why is Venus in Scorpio important? Now, where was Venus at the day she went missing? Venus was in Aries. Where's Aries at the day Kelly went missing? Right there in the 3rd house of travel, public transportation, okay? Also traveling by vehicle or even walking. She met up with somebody in the local environment, in that local neighborhood, because it was said that she came back to the house before they realized she went missing. She came back to her friend's house after the interview, and it said that her and her friend had they scheduled a date or something like girls' night out or whatever that followed that evening, but that's when they realized Kelly was nowhere to be found. There was a check left at the house, Kelly's check for $2,000. I think it was like her income tax check or something like that for $2,000 that was uncashed to this very day. So wherever Kelly went, her belongings was not with her. And she left. She disappeared right there in the local environment. Now, let's follow Mars to find out where she was going. Where was Mars at? Because Mars rules Aries. Where was Mars at the day she disappeared? Mars was in Aquarius. Not Mars being in the friend. Is her friend responsible? Does her friend know where she at? Mars showed up in the friend. And something told me to write down that friend, that energy. That's the energy of friendship. Whether Aquarius was going to come first or not, I was still going to follow where Aquarius went. Just so happened, the friend came first. This is Aries' house. This is the house of Aries and Mars. And Aquarius is there. Aquarius is there. Now, this is either the friend she was last seen with, or this is a friend that she was in a relationship with. Because guess where Mars was the day Kelly was born? Kelly's Mars is also in Aquarius. What happened to Kelly Allen? Let's pull a chart to break down what happened to Kelly Allen. Gonna pull a chart from the Akashic Records. What happened to Kelly Allen? Now, when I pull this chart, whatever comes first, it's gonna blow your mind. Because I can't make this up. You can't make shit like this up. Make sure, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you'll be notified when I drop my investigations. Oh, because we're going to find Kelly Allen today. Ooh, Aries. Look at that. Aries in the fourth house. This is somebody that has a history with her. Remember I was telling you in the beginning that fourth house is a history. So when Aries, we just got finished following Mars. Aries and Mars. This was her friend. So-called friend. Right? Now when Aries is in the fourth house, what comes first? When Aries is in the fourth house, Capricorn comes first. Why is Capricorn coming first? Remember, we was following that Capricorn energy. Why is Capricorn coming first? Aries right there in the fourth house. This is a 10th house chart. What did we go over in the beginning? Her and this friend has that 10th house placement in common. This is Kelly, the Scorpio, and this is the friend energy, Aquarius, both in the 10th house. And we know that it was this friend that she's with because the friend came first the day Kelly went missing. And now the chart that was pulled directly from the ether is a 10th house chart. This is somebody that's in a position of authority. This is somebody that's in a position of authority, an individual that's in a position of authority. Could it have been, this is like a boss. The 10th house represents law enforcement, because law enforcement could be involved. The 10th house represents management, okay? Somebody that's in a position of authority. And it's somebody that she's in a relationship with. Why? Because look where Libra is at, in the 10th house. And remember, her Venus is in Scorpio. And Venus, the day she went missing, is in Aries. Mars rules both Scorpio and Aries. Just like Venus rules both Libra and Taurus. Okay? So, where was Mars at? Being that Aries was the card that was pulled from the ether. This individual that she grew up with, let's follow Mars. Mars was in Aquarius. Where's Aquarius at in this chart? In the second house of money. Does that second house sound familiar? That's Kelly's birth chart energy. The second house. And look where Aquarius is. Right there. Aquarius is in the 10th house in her birth chart, and it's in the second house with the chart with the ether. That's Taurus's house. Could she been involved in sex trafficking? Could she have been involved in oh Lord, could she have been involved in sex trafficking, human trafficking? Let's go directly to her body. Where's your body at, Kelly? Dead or alive? Where is Kelly Allen? Dead or alive? Where is Kelly Allen? Could she have been killed for money if she's gone? Or could she have left the country? Where is Kelly Allen? Where is Kelly Allen? In a body of water. Kelly Allen is no longer with us. Energy doesn't lie. Look at these cards that are being pulled. The fourth house. In a body of water. Where she's from. Where she lives. She's in a body of water. Her body is in a body of water somewhere out there in Berkeley, Missouri, where she was last, where she disappeared from, in that area of Missouri. Her body is in a Missouri body of water. Energy doesn't lie. Energy does not lie. Energy does not lie. Who is responsible for Kelly's death? Who is responsible for Kelly's death? Who is responsible for Kelly Allen's death? Kelly, who is responsible for your death? Talk to us. So this reading will reach out to somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows your family and that knows you, and that will help expose this reading for the purpose of bringing your loved ones to justice. Who is responsible, Kelly Allen? The suspect in the 9th house. Ooh, I got chills over my body. The suspect is in the 9th house. That's where this relationship is. That Libra energy, the relationship. This is the day she disappeared. And this just may be that foreigner that's from another country, another race than her. Okay? And the day she was born, Capricorn was there. Capricorn rules the 10th house where this friend was. 10th house. This is Capricorn's house. What's in the 9th house? Somebody she was working with, that co-worker, that person she was working with. That person she was working with. Somebody she was working with is responsible for Kelly Allen's death. Could it have been somebody from that nursing home that was jealous of her getting another job? Somebody she was working with is responsible. Somebody Kelly Allen was working with is responsible for her death. And her body is in a body of water. That's gonna be my reading for Kelly Allen. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Rest in peace, Kelly Allen.